Hey, what's up everyone? So not too long ago, one of my buddies asked me if I had checked the value of my game collection on PriceCharts.com. And nope, I had not. I didn't even know this site existed. I wasn't really up for taking out all my games and cataloging them, but after some thinking, I decided it would probably be a good idea to know how much my collection is worth in the unlikely case something were to happen. While I was doing this, I decided to capture some footage of a few of my favorite games from my collection because, why not? Games have always been something I turn to for entertainment and as a way to unwind from the stressful days of work or school. So here are a few sets of games that hold a special place in my heart and how much they're worth. Even though I'm assigning a price tag to the games, I don't ever plan to sell them because of their sentimental value. And I'm a hoarder. Instead, I plan on passing them on to family who will appreciate the true worth of these games. Also, as a heads up, all these sets are incomplete, which I know may be a bit upsetting because I know I get sad when I think about the games I'm missing. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the things I do have. So the first set of games is my Suikoden collection. This is a series I didn't delve into too much because I never actually finished any of the games. I played the first and second one on the original PlayStation as a kid, but I eventually dropped it to play other games. Still, it left a lasting impression as I thought the first two games were done really well with the animations, combat, and graphics. I knew this would be a series I would like and started collecting the games with plans to play them. Eventually. I managed to pick up all 5 mainline games and one spin-off game, Suikoden Tactics. I'm only missing Suikoden Tierkreis for the DS, but I'm not in a rush to get it. The third game also has a manga based on it that I don't have either, and can be pretty rare. A few games in the set cost a pretty penny, but some of them are more reasonable. The first game is $72. The second game is one of the more expensive games in general, coming in at $290 complete in box. The third and fourth games are cheaper, coming in at $30 and $35 respectively, and the fifth game takes another jump going up to $108. The spin-off game Tactics comes in at $26, being the cheapest game of the set, and all that combined puts the collection at $561.51. Pretty expensive for only 6 games. And before we move on, yes, I am very freaking excited for Eiyuden Chronicle, the spiritual successor to the series. Next up, we have the Tales series, which I also fell in love with at an early age. My gateway into this franchise was through Tales of Destiny. It offered a unique combat system that was action-oriented, but was different from other games like Star Ocean due to the movements being restricted horizontally, whereas in Star Ocean, characters could move anywhere on the field. I've been a Tales fan ever since, and I started picking up Tales games whenever I could, but didn't pick up the older games. I'm still missing Fantasia for the Game Boy Advance, Legendia for PlayStation 2, and Abyss for the 3DS. I would like to complete the set, but it's not a huge priority right now. I managed to pick up the collector's editions of the newer games such as Berseria and Vesperia. My Vesperia collector's is still sealed and I'm not gonna open it, but inside is an art book, a diorama display case with Yuri, Patty, and Flynn acrylic keychains, and a repeat steelbook. My Berseria collector's is opened because I had to get the game out, but all the goodies are still in mint condition. This edition comes with a steelbook, Velvet and Laphicet chibi figures, a starter guide, and a special soundtrack. My collector's also comes with a novel detailing some of the events before Berseria, trading cards, and retro keychains which are unique to the North American version. There were only 10,000 limited editions made, but I'm not sure if this is a high number or a low number. The stamp on mine says it's 9,330, so my copy is one of the last ones to be manufactured. This set also has a few pricey retro games, bringing up the price of the collection. Destiny is $177, Tales of Eternia, otherwise known as Destiny 2 in North America, is $243. Vesperia Collector's is valued at $152, and the Berseria Collector's is worth $191. The other games aren't too expensive, so I'll just display them, but the total of this collection comes out to be $883.33, so just as expensive as my Suikoden collection. My next collection is one of my favorite IPs in the JRPG genre, Persona. What I have here isn't too extravagant, so I included a Morgana plush I won from a crane game in Japan to make it look a little bit better. Aww. This set doesn't have a non-collector's edition that's worth as much as the highest value game from the last 2 sets, but it's still a collection I care about a lot. It's a series that changed the way I thought about JRPGs with the introduction of the slice of life and dating sim gameplay. I started the series with Persona 3 Fest and was blown away. It's a series that has blessed the JRPG scene time and time again. I hope to expand on this collection one day by adding in some of the missing entries. I still need Persona 2 Innocent Sin, which was only released for the PSP in the West, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, which was only released for the original PlayStation in the West, and Persona 3 Portable, which was the only other game that had a female lead protagonist. I'm also missing Persona Q, which I'm not too worried about. The individual games themselves aren't worth too much, so I'll just show their prices. The more expensive options are the collector editions, with Persona 1 coming in at $113, and it just includes an OST and a special box. I bought the special editions for both Persona 5 versions of the game, and I have no regrets. The vanilla Take Your Heart edition comes with a steelbook, OST, art book, school bag, a smaller Morgana plush, and a collector's box with a total value of $135. The Royal Phantom Thieves edition comes with a Joker mask and stand, steelbook, OST, collector's box, art book, and dynamic theme with a lower cost of $79. My Persona Q2 is still sealed, and I'm gonna keep it that way, but that's priced at $148 and comes with a 5-inch Kuromaru plush, art book, deck of cards, 4 buttons, and a collector's box. The Persona Q 3DS XL is worth $180. I found this guy at GameStop for a great price, but since it's GameStop, their stuff is never sealed. As much as I hate that store, sometimes you find some really good deals there on quote-unquote new products. Adding the DS into the Persona collection puts the total value to be at $754.46, which isn't too bad considering everything I have here. KiSeki is a series that's part of the Legend of Heroes IP, and something I discovered not too long ago. Truth be told, I was unimpressed with the first game, Trails in the Sky, and wasn't sure what all the hype was about, but after finishing the third game, I was all in on this series. It easily secured my top spot for best JRPG and a must-play for all JRPG fans. Its writing with the storytelling and characters were next level, and the gameplay was also nothing to scoff at, giving me a fun challenge to overcome with nightmare difficulty. Of course, this means that I want a large KiSeki collection, but unfortunately I don't have everything I want at the moment. I have the Sky Trilogy on Steam, but I want physical copies of my games, especially the ones that I really enjoy. Sky was released on the PSP in the West, but the subsequent games in the trilogy were digital only on Steam. Japan released the Evolution versions on Vita, and I got first chapter as a birthday gift. I don't have second chapter or third chapter, but do hope to get a hold of those eventually. I also don't have the spin-off KiSeki game Nayuta no KiSeki, which is a PSP Japan exclusive. As for what I do have, there is Cold Steel 2 for the PlayStation 3, and the Cold Steel 1 Lionheart edition, which comes with an art book, a 1.5-inch Arabonia pin, and a special collector's box. I also bought the definitive versions of those games for PS4 that came with a steelbook. While I was in Japan, I managed to find the Zero and Azure Collector's Edition complete in box, which I'm really happy about since the Crossbell arc is my favorite. Hopefully having these text-heavy Japanese games will be good motivation to learn the language, but we'll see if anything actually comes of that. The prices of these games are actually pretty fair and not too crazy, with the exception of the PSP version of Trails in the Sky, which I don't have. The Cold Steel 3 Thor's Academy edition is worth quite a bit though at $185 and comes with a steelbook, art book, OST, collector's box, some really nice postcards, and a Mishi plush. With all these games shown here, the total comes out to be $511.94, which is actually not too high. I did order the Cold Steel 4 Special Edition, so I'm excited to be able to add that to this collection later in the year. There are way more games to show, but I don't want the video to run too long, so I'll stop it here. I hope to increase my collection in the future, but can't really justify spending all that money on retro games, especially after the price hike due to the, Sigma virus. Anyway, after cataloging most of my games and consoles, the total value turns out to be priceless. These games have always been there for me when I needed them, and I can't put a price on happiness. But PriceCharts.com can, and apparently my collection is worth $20,782.84. Not too bad, I guess. I'm sure there are enthusiasts out there that blow me out of the water since extremely rare games can cost over $1 grand. So what do you think? Is my collection expensive or is this a low number? Leave a comment below and let me know if you'd like me to share more of my collection in the future.